Alright, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Making My Friend Guess Fate Service 2, Electric Boogaloo. Again with Raul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm just had a light lunch.
Okay. So, some of you guys really liked him last time, so I figured I'd bring him back again. And this time, we're doing things a bit differently. So, you went over the list of everybody I sent you, correct?
I did.
Cool. Okay, so last time you remarked that it was a bit easy for you once we started get to near the end, because of the fact that you could just take a look at who wasn't there, at who we hadn't done yet, and narrow it down from there. So this time I included 5 false leads. 5 of the characters on this list are fake. And so even once we get to the final character, there'll still be 6 that you'll have to choose from.
That is a good feature. I did not know what you meant by 5 false leads when I was reading up on it, but now, yeah, we'll probably make it a little more tricky.
There are 30 servants here. Well, 35 in the list. 30 of them are real. 5 of them I made up.
Okay.
Or actually, 1 or 2 of them are actual fake characters, but they're not on the list.
Okay.
I mean, they're not, actually ones that you can go for. So
they're characters, but they're not featured on this.
Yes, that is correct. And I will also be giving you less hints than last time. This is supposed to be a bit more difficult.
Right. I got it.
So, are you ready?
Yeah, ready as I'll ever be.
Okie dokie, then let's start with this one.
Okay. This immediately screams out Paul Bunyan. But, why the heck is Paul Bunyan looking like that? Because look how small they are. Where's the beefy arms, the blue ox? I mean, the only thing that gives it away is the overalls, the flannel, and that axe. But I'm gonna say Paul Bunyan, I'm appalled if it is Paul Bunyan.
You are correct. And first off, if you take a look at the character's height, you'll notice that they're reaching the trees.
No, I understand they look giant.
It's the artist's style. This was supposed to be this was a gag character.
I can see.
It was a gag character. It wasn't supposed to be taken super seriously. It was for a gag event.
I gotcha.
And one of the other arts for it was did have the blue bull, but
that would have been too easy, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're very small while being very big.
Yeah. Rio's art style is very distinctive and odd.
Alright.
Typically, Rio does April Fool's work. Rio is the artist for Paul Bunyan, and typically they do every April Fool's Day on the mobile game, they put out art made by Rio of all the servants. They switch out the artwork and make it really weird April Fool's artwork that is silly and stupid. So this is the April Fool's artist rather than someone who does actual serious servants.
I gotta respect that. If some big company was like, "Yo, we need you to make silly alternate versions of historical characters," I'd be like, "Hell yeah, dude."
And so that's also why Paul Bunyan's art style is a bit different, because even though they are supposed to be a normal servant, they're done by the April Fool's person.
I got you.
Okay, so moving on.
Okay, there's a lot going on here. A lot of options. So there's some kind of queenliness to it, but there's an aspect of vampirism, because it just looks gothic. Angel in the background, the scepter. Let's see. It can't be a lot of these guys. It's not going to be. Between the 2 vampires you sent, it's probably Carmilla, because if it's just a gender-bent Dracula, that's going to be really odd. And anyone else who fits that aesthetic, I would say, would be along the lines of Queen Victoria, but I don't think Queen Victoria would be depicted as dark. So I'm going to say Carmilla.
Once again, you're correct.
Nice.
Moving on.
A lot of things going on with that outfit. She has a metal cage all over.
Yeah. The other thing you have to keep in mind is that I have to pick from 4 different artworks for each of the characters, because each of them, almost all of them have 4 different forms to pick from. So I have to pick one that I think will work the best.
I gotcha. I've seen 0 forms. I only know Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Okay. Okay, there's a lot going on with the outfit here. I'm just kind of conflicted. What the hell is with this outfit? Okay, I'm gonna try to look past that. 2 daggers. Looks like she's in an alleyway. It's foggy. My mind is like late, Victoria era Britain.
Okay.
I know Jack the Ripper did like 5 mysterious like alleyway kills and was never found. So this could be Jack the Ripper. Who else? Let me just look through the list real quick. It's not the Phantom. Oh God, okay, I'm gonna say Jack the Ripper. But if this is Jack the Ripper, I have many concerns. Mostly, where are her pants? the whole outfit. Because the stockings, the vest, just she forgot to like put on the shorts or something.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to describe why she's like this?
Sure. Because as far as I know, they never found them. So why did?
Okay. So first off, there are multiple Jack the Rippers in Fate. This is one of them, because Jack the Ripper was never found. This version of Jack is supposed to be a wraith, so like an angry spirit, that is an amalgamation of all the abandoned and aborted children of London prostitutes.
That raises more questions than answers. Like, if this is oh God, what a mess. I guess.
But yeah, the where are your pants? It is a meme in the community. Jack, where are your pants? Yes, it is a big meme.
It's just it's low hanging fruit. There's a whole piece of her outfit missing.
Yeah.
Baffling.
Yeah. I'm not defending it.
All right. Oh God, this is already off to a great start.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Unless you have more you want to say about this.
Nah, I think the book's closed on Jack the Ripper for me.
Okay.
Okay, this one might be harder. Let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, let's try to mark this off. It's not going to be any of the girl characters gender bent to male, because I don't think that's ever been done in the Fate game. I don't think they like doing that. I think it's always the reverse. So I can cross all of them out. I don't think it's James Moriarty. I don't think it's Bedivere either, or Archimedes. It could be Solomon, but we'll put a pin on Solomon. I don't think it's Dr. Jekyll. It's not the Phantom. There'd be a mask or something going on. Charles Henry Sanson, the guy who executed like 3,000 people. No, that he'd have like an axe or something. It's not Vlad Tepes. It's not going to be Dracula. Zetian was female empress. Ivan the Terrible, no. Sigurd, no. Could be Sigurd. I think this one's hard. I think I'm going to settle with Solomon. Solomon or Sigurd. That's my guess.
Which one in particular?
I think Solomon. He gives me a little bit of a Solomon mind.
You are nailing it today, my friend.
Really? Was it Solomon? Nice. That was really toss up in the air. Cause like there was just kind of like a holiness about it, the halo behind his head being in the moon, and it was just kind of like it could be Solomon.
I love Solomon. He's such a great character. But I'm not going to say much more than that because it's very spoilery for anybody who might be watching.
That is fair.
Of course, if they're watching this, then they're probably already up to date with a lot of things anyways, and they know exactly why I love Solomon. Otherwise, spoiler learning, a lot of these feature guys are going to be very spoilery for you guys, so...
I mean, I have to respect the color aesthetic that he's going with. Like that black, red, and then kind of like silver. That's a really solid color scheme. I like his robes. He's got a very regal theme going on, and I appreciate that.
All right, so moving on. Let's see if you can keep this winning streak.
We'll see. Okay, let's analyze this. Immediate, the clothing is better than Jack the Ripper, which is fine. Big hat, really big hat, and a horse in the background. Let's see. a lot of light themes going on, so it's not going to be any of the darker characters. Let's see. No, I don't think it'd be Queen Victoria. There's not enough regalness. It's more princess-esque, I guess. Athena, no. Athena also had more power, and I don't think she was associated with horses. Atalanta. Would this be Atalanta? You have to understand. In my head, all these like buff women are just kind of like that's how they like show up in my head. Like when I think of these people that I'm thinking like imposing figures.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like it could potentially just be like like babyfied them or something. But let me see. Would it be Wu? No, I don't think it'd be Wu. Anastasia, no. Anastasia has more. It could be Nursery Rhyme. Honestly, it could be. There's enough like fantasy element to it. I think I might say Nursery Rhyme.
Is that your final selection?
I think so. I think there's enough like mysticism here.
It is Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette? Huh. Was that on the list? Did I miss it? No, yeah, it wasn't on the list.
It wasn't on the list?
No, yeah. I was going off of what I was going on.
Oh, well. Whoops.
But still, Marie Antoinette.
My bad.
I mean, I guess she was very polite. I mean, she even, like, apologized to her executioner or something.
Well, she was known... one of the things she was known for was her very fancy dress-wearing hats.
I know she said, let them eat cake, but not like a... Like, everyone hated her for that, but I don't think it was, like, entirely her fault. I think it was one of the scenes where, like...
The let them eat cake was a misattributed quote. She wasn't even the person who said that.
I think she was just a poor girl in a poor situation. I mean, sure, she had the benefits of royalty at the time, but like...
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how they portray her as well.
But, I mean, I don't know. The horse is new. I'm not sure what the horse is about.
It's supposed to be a crystal horse, like a show of...
Oh, show of, like, wealth or something like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. I vibe with the big hats. I have a hat collection, so I can sympathize.
Yep, sorry, I didn't realize that I hadn't included her on the list.
It was kind of like, who could this be on the list?
My bad.
It's all good, don't worry.
Whoops. Oh well, moving on then. We won't count that.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm a very, very edgy boy. Let's see. Oh, okay, this is hard. Because, like, there's two frame of minds with this. It's either Arthurian or it's Nordic. Because, like, here's the reasoning. He has a big sword. I think that sword is like Excalibur or something. So it could be Bedivere when he was told to throw the sword into the lake after Arthur was killed. But it could be Lancelot. Because Lancelot lived in a lake. Like when he was first like born or whatever. But at the same time, the water and foresty area could also be maybe not Sigurd, but Eric Bloodaxe. But then Eric Bloodaxe, he was king of Norway. I think he'd be more regal. It's not Gawain. Gawain's too much of a light fellow. Gawain is like a summer pansy. I love Gawain, but like, I think I'm gonna go with Bedivere. On the prospect that he has a huge sword and there's a lake behind him, and the kind of like lore is that he threw the sword in the lake, but he didn't want to the first two times, so he could have just kept it in the fake lore. Then again, I don't know anything.
It is not. Did I not include Siegfried either?
No, you did. You did.
Okay, because you keep mentioning Sigurd, but not Siegfried, and I was like, please tell me I kept Siegfried on the list.
As far as I know, Siegfried and Sigurd are kind of almost the same person.
One is based off of the other, but they're two separate myths entirely. But they're two separate myths.
I studied both of them, so I was just like, I know one of them saved Brunhilde from like a ring of fire guarded by like a dragon, and then the other was a little bit more vague, but it got killed by his spouse. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more Nordic than...
Siegfried is Germanic. He's like the
Germanic,
German...
okay.
He's like the German take on Sigurd.
I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. The sword in the lake threw me, because that was like...
Yeah, I noticed you really honed in on that.
Because that's just pretty much the most prominent thing about Bedivere, at least for me.
Okay. But yeah, so basically one of the big differences is that, or at least for this, is that Sigurd ate the dragon and gained some of its capabilities from that, while Siegfried bathed in its blood, which made his body basically invincible.
No, I remember that, yeah. Except for, like, one part of his back.
Yeah, one part of his back, yeah. And then also the story continues even after Siegfried is killed when, his, wife... Because Siegfried, while he is killed by his wife, he wasn't killed by his wife, it was a mess. There were two different women involved.
I see, yeah.
One of them loved him, the other didn't, and it wasn't his wife that killed him, his wife didn't know the circumstances behind what was going on when she killed him. It was a mess, and she ended up getting revenge. She ended up marrying Attila the Hun and getting him to get revenge.
I see. But like in the Fate lore, right? Not in like real life.
No, that's what I'm... In the legends. Siegfried wasn't a real person.
He actually married Attila the Hun?
In the legends, yeah.
Wow.
Like, the story continues after the story doesn't stop with Siegfried's death. The story keeps going with his wife going to get revenge on the people who got her to kill him.
Man, I didn't know Attila was around that area or time.
Attila the Hun was one of the people responsible for the fall of Rome.
I did remember reading that. I remember Attila the Hun had pushed his way pretty significant. I think he pushed his way up until like New Orleans, or not New Orleans, Orleans in France.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so that's kind of Siegfried's deal, sorry.
I got you.
But yeah, you also kind of like got the German cross there on his sword.
I was looking at the cross, but then again,
and also on his legging as well.
I know, but the cross could also be associated with like Arthurian legends.
Yeah.
Sure. That's why I was like, there's a cross there. It could be.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, look at this well-dressed man. Look at him. He's trying so hard to be serious. I just want to adopt this boy. Like he has such a ruffable hair. It's so feathery. Big book. We only had like one or two storytellers here, so it already crosses up. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I think because I know how Sherlock Holmes was Sherlock Holmes in this, or was it William Shakespeare? I think it was William Shakespeare actually. So scratch that, because I was like, if this is James Moriarty, I'm gonna be mad. So I'm not gonna say James Moriarty because that's a far-fetched idea. But I'm gonna be mad if it is, because it reminds me more of Hans Christian Andersen, who made like 150 fairy tales. Could be nursery rhyme, but I don't think that's like a nursery rhyme type of look. So I'm going to say first choice Hans Christian Andersen, and then second choice James Moriarty. But I will be very mad if it's one. Okay, thank God.
Hans Christian Andersen. So part of the thing is like for the creative types, they're summoned in what's considered the prime of what they consider to be the prime of their life. And for Hans, he considers his young age to be the best part of his life before he like had to deal with any adult stuff.
I mean, he was a fairy tale writer, if I can understand that.
But he is also extremely. He has like the deepest. He has like a super deep voice, and
no, you're kidding.
He just because he looks like a child, he does not act like a child in any way. He will drink alcohol. He will. One of the big things, and one of the things I love about him is that he will roast He will roast you hard.
He would hate me.
One of his things is he has an ability called human observation that allows him to pick up like all the minute details about you. And so it's basically like a Sherlock scan, basically. Like where it's like, yes, because you look like that. Yeah, he can like all your behavior, your stuff, your mental thoughts, why you act certain ways, and he'll just roast you for everything, and it's fantastic.
I mean, even if he did so, I mean, like, he would hate it. It's like, I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to take him serious. Just like he's just a little boy. He's ready for school on Sunday. And
he also the other thing, you can't see it because they don't really want to depict that, but he's also suffers from a slit throat, scales on his body, and burns. Because
what happened to him?
So part of the thing is there's a skill in Fate that some servants have called Innocent Monster. And sure. What that skill means is, so servants are influenced by how people perceive them and how people would perceive them in reality. Mm-hmm. So someone that might have done nothing wrong would become warped by perception. And so you have stories like the Little Match Girl and the Little Mermaid where really bad things happen to the characters and they suffer. And so people are like, because he wrote like this, he's a person who was like this or this.
So he's a reflection of some of his stories.
He's a reflection of some of his stories, yes.
Okay.
I get that. He will roast you, but he will do it in pain because he has a throat that is slit.
Very determined to
he is someone who values his words more than anything else. And I love him. He is fantastic. I think one of my favorite scenes is when he roasts Gilgamesh for like a good 5 minutes.
That man has a lot to be roasted for.
A good 5 minutes, and then Gilgamesh is like, you know what? Fair. Instead of killing him.
That's a wonderful way to escape like murder.
Yeah, because Andersen was like, you could kill me, but wait until I finish roasting you first. And Gilgamesh is like, nah, honestly, ripping out you're the type of person that doesn't care if they die as long as they get to say what they say. So I'm not gonna kill you. Yeah, I love Andersen so much. Him and Shakespeare are the best duo. One of the best.
Are they enemies? Are they buds?
Buds.
Okay.
There's this particular scene where they have to burn magic books together, and they just get really into it because of the taboo of burning books as writers. It's like, this is exhilarating, being able to burn books, even though we're writers. It's taboo, but it's exciting nonetheless. I love that entire scene.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, I mean this is practically a gimme. If I get this wrong, then I'm just getting my boots. Because like Western pistols, bandanas, of youthful appearance. If this isn't Billy the Kid, then I am sorely gonna have to rethink some aspects of my mind.
It is in fact Billy the Kid.
There he is, my boy.
Mm-hmm. I figured this one was going to basically be a gimme.
You know, Billy the Kid's probably what, what's that? Big Iron. Yeah, Big Iron. That's probably what the Outlaw from Big Iron was based on.
I wouldn't know. I've never listened to that song.
It's an old Western song. It's by Marty Robbins. It's
I know the line you're referencing, but
so it's a good song. It's a narrative song, so it's not the type that you end up just listening for the music. You end up hearing the story every time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I adore it.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so this might be Castlevania influencing my mind, but the minute I saw his face, I was like, "Oh, that's Dracula," but it's not. I can already tell it's not going to be Dracula. Very piratey, very sailor piratey kind of look. He has the cutlass. He has a big foreboding figure. He's intimidating. Big boat in the background. Cross. Now this is let's see. It's. I think it. What was the name? I forgot. Let me look through my note. Not Siegfried. Who was the Norway king? Let me see. Eric Bloodaxe. But then again, why would Eric Bloodaxe have a cutlass? That seems like a missed opportunity. But maybe I don't know. Maybe it's not Moriarty. It's not Artemis. Not Bedivere. I don't think it's Archimedes. Not Athena. Not Jack. Not Genghis Khan for sure. It's not Atalanta. It's not Gawain. No, as I'm going through this all, it has to be Eric Bloodaxe. Because I don't think Ivan the Terrible was waterbound. I've already went through Sigurd. Wait a minute. If this is Christopher Columbus, I'm going to be pissed. This could be Christopher Columbus. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Because, like, Eric Bloodaxe would have a bloody axe and like a more Nordic appearance. This guy looks European-esque. The hat, the clothing, the cross, the ship in the background being like a homage, like the Spaniard ships that came over. Oh, goodness. This could be Christopher Columbus. I don't like that man, but, like, I'm going to say this is Christopher Columbus. It is.
Why were you going to be so mad about it if it was him?
I just don't like Christopher Columbus.
Oh, no, he's a total monster.
Oh, is he?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, when you run into him, he acts nice, but, like, he's definitely the villain of the part that he shows up in.
That's great. I don't like any positive connotations around Chris.
He is easily one of the most one-note villains we have.
Well, I mean, it's well deserved. I mean, he's a notorious and controversial historical figure. Horrifically racist man. Like, even for his times, like, everybody around them were like, "Whoa, pump your jets, Columbus." So
don't worry, they are not portraying him in a positive light.
All right.
Although this image says otherwise, they are not. I chose the best looking of. The other two were also either more gimme or too difficult in my opinion, so I chose this one.
I see. That's fair. You know, the ship in the background and the kind of European. Look, I almost said Eric. I almost said Eric Bloodaxe, but then I forgot about Christopher Columbus being on the list.
I was wondering if I had forgotten that one. You've introduced the sense of doubt into me every time you're skipping over a character. I'm like, did I forget this one too?
No, I kind of just mentally not even say the ones that it can't be. Like, this is not going to be Queen Victoria, so I just don't even say her.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
I don't... Oh, God. This is worse than Jack the Ripper. Okay, let's look. Alright, Asian aesthetic in the background. I don't... What is this clothing? Okay. What's with the bow? Like the piece of bow tie across his chest? Like, that's just a very weird... God. Very small lady. I had assumed that, then again, it was a Chinese empress, wasn't it? And I don't think the Japanese are very chill with the Chinese, but at least historically so. I'm not sure what the current relations are. I think this is Wu Zetian. I don't know how to pronounce the last part, but
it is.
Yeah, it is. I don't... There's nothing practical about any of this.
It's not supposed to be practical. It's supposed to appeal to a very specific demographic.
I realize that. I am not in any way that demographic.
Yeah. Moving on.
Okay. Who is this man? I'm loving the outfit. Now, like, this is... You put the antidote right in from the last one. Like, the last one, it was such a soul-crushing moment. And now looking at this guy, look at the drip that this dude has. I know I'm supposed to be guessing at him, but, like, let me gush about him for a second. The friggin' trench coat, pin-tailored trench coat with the embellishments, and then the shoulder tassels with the peacock and peacock blue butterfly kind of cape going. I adore this. Now I have to actually figure out who he is. So let me look at the list. Okay. This is very strong argument for James Moriarty. This is he has just enough bastard energy for James Moriarty. Let me double check with like the rest of them. No, yeah, it has to be. even like the web in behind, that could be like that's his like web of lies, and then the burning city in the background, and then Big Ben in the background. Yeah, I'm going with James Moriarty.
It is, and I love him to death.
He
is one of my favorite villains.
He is classy. Look at him. He's just appearance alone, I like him.
I love the entire chapter that he's a part of as the villain. Everything about him is just... Mwah.
Is there Sherlock Holmes in Fate?
Is there what?
Is there Sherlock Holmes in Fate?
We did him last time.
Did we? Okay, so we did do him last time. I thought that was Shakespeare. I wasn't sure if it was...
we did Shakespeare. We did Shakespeare and Sherlock Holmes last time.
Okay, yeah. I did have the memory of doing Sherlock, but then again, I was like, maybe it wasn't Sherlock. Maybe it was Shakespeare. But I do remember Sherlock now.
But yeah, you got the web. You've got the London burning in the background. You've got his staff with a chameleon on it.
Oh yeah, he does have a nice little chameleon there.
His just entire aesthetic is just... Mwah.
He is a very, very nice looking villain, I will say.
Moving on.
Now this is another well dressed individual. Beau is prominent, and then the green hair, and then the green aesthetic. Very sunny for what I would assume Artemis to be like, because this is almost certainly Artemis. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, but like she's the moon goddess, so I'm not sure why she has all this like gold connotations. It's not Atalanta. No, it's not. I'm not gonna second guess myself. Atalanta lost the foot race, but she also helped hunt that, I think it was the Chimera. She helped hunt the Chimera in the Archimedes.
She helped hunt the Caledonian boar.
Oh, Caledonian boar. My bad. I've mixed up my mythological things. Oh, God. So, it could be Artemis. It could be Atalanta. But the real twist, the real shocking answer would be Genghis Khan. If this is... Like, I know those are the three prominent archers in the list. And my gut reaction says Artemis. But there's a lot of sunny imagery to this. I was so confident, and now I'm so unsure. God, I have to make a decision. A lot of greens, a lot of golds. I'm gonna say Artemis, but it's close between her and Atalanta. So I think I'm gonna go with Artemis.
It is Atalanta.
No, yeah. The more I started thinking about it, yeah, it started deconstructing the Artemis.
Yeah, and you can't really see it much in this particular image, but she does have like cat ears because she was turned into a lion.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice the cat ears. Maybe that would have helped. But
and also, I don't think it's visible in this particular image at all. But she also has a tail, but I don't think you can see the tail in this particular picture.
Not at all. I mean, there's a little tuft of it like next to her leg, but it's like unless you're actually knowing what you're looking for, you're not gonna see it.
But yeah, that was Atalanta.
Ah, God, of course it was. Ah, man, I should have known when it was so sunny and bright. Because Artemis is just like goddess of the moon. Why would she be? I'm disappointed in myself for that one. I will not lie.
Okay.
I should have known.
Moving on.
Ooh. Now this could be a lot of people on the list, but I'll try to narrow it down. So he's one of the conquerors. There's almost no doubt in my mind there. Very foreboding figure. Whatever he's holding is bloody red and gigantic. So he's probably a huge hitter. Big muscles. I like his outfit. I'm not sure what's going on with the ab window there. That's a weird piece of clothing.
Fate is nothing if not equal opportunity fan service.
That is true. I like his cape. I like the colors. The colors aesthetic. There's very like golden light aspect to him. Now comes the hard part. Who the hell is he? Let's see. It's not Athena, because this would be Ares, if anybody. So we can cross her out. It's not Gawain. Gawain, like I said, He was a knight and all, but of the Arthurian knights, he's a bit of a summer pansy, at least in my mind. Charles Henry Sanson, he's not an executioner-looking person. He's more concrete-looking. It could be Ivan. Could be Ivan the Terrible. But Ivan the Terrible was Russian. And I'm not sure if I'm getting Russian vibes from this. But then again, it's not. I don't think it's Ramses either. Ozymandias. But then again, the Romans called him Ozymandias, and he has enough Roman aesthetic, so it could be Ramses. But then again, in my mind, Ramses is more Egyptian. Okay, let's continue looking, because I think there was another one. It's okay. This could almost obviously be Romulus. I forgot Romulus was on the list. He's peak Roman. Of course he'd be Romulus, but I'm going to say Romulus by the aspect of like everything about him screams, "I am the king of Rome."
You are correct.
Okay, cool.
And also, I when you said like Ares, I thought you were going to hit it immediately because Romulus is one of the two sons of Mars, which was Ares.
No, yeah, it took me a minute to like work through the list. I had to remember who's on it. So
I'm not entirely certain what the thing he wields is. It's just like a giant red club spear thingy. It's weird.
I mean, it looks like there's two ends of it, so I'm not sure if he just swings it like a bat or something.
I'm not sure. Romulus is one of those weird characters that, despite being really cool and supposedly being really powerful, they don't actually do anything with him. So we never actually get any elaboration on really what he is or who he is.
Which is really weird because like Rome is like a significant part. I guess maybe in the Western Eye, Rome is bigger. I'm not sure how what the Roman.
It's because they're too busy using Nero, Fate's Nero, for everything.
Why use Nero over Romulus?
Because they made Nero a girl.
Ah, that explains it.
And she is the worst.
I can imagine. Knowing Nero's historical value.
No, they turned her down, but they turned that down way down, but she's still the worst. Just, you can ask me or Allison about it.
Alright. I'll take your word for it.
We both do not like... Anyways, moving on.
Okay, who's this? Who is this? Alright, very posh-looking fellow. Gives me European vibes. So I don't think this is and like any of the other types. Bloody stomach. He's well dressed, I will say. He's a handsome, charming man. Gloves and then the flared pants, suspenders, okay, and blonde hair. So who could this be? We already got James Moriarty out of the way, but then again, I wouldn't have said James Moriarty for this one anyhow. And not Queen Victoria. There's not enough regality for it. Could be Dr. Jekyll. The blood on the stomach maybe gives me like vibes of there's something else going on with this man. But it also could be the Phantom. But the Phantom has a mask, and this guy's face is clean. I think I'm gonna go with Dr. Jekyll. He has enough politeness to be Dr. Jekyll, and juxtaposed to whatever Mr. Hyde looks like in Fate.
You are correct.
Nice.
I didn't have the foresight to provide an image of Hyde, unfortunately.
It's fine. If anything, we could always use them later, if there's a third installment of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is... My Castlevania senses are once again tingling. Dark aesthetic, huge weapon, flowing hair, goatee kind of esque looking thing. Dark rose with blues and golds and everything going through. And the background doesn't give much other than just kind of like a foreboding appearance. This guy is a powerful figure. Leaning towards Dracula, but let me look. Couldn't be Lancelot. No, it couldn't. No, I'm not even gonna put that in my mind. This is about it. It's not Gawain. Like I said, Gawain's a pansy. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why I'm just roasting Gawain throughout this entire video. I keep just like bashing on him specifically. I don't know why. It's not Ivan.
Evidently, his story didn't leave a good impression on you.
I love Gawain. I think Gawain is super cool because I remember him in the Green Giant. That's my experience with Gawain. But he definitely isn't like one of the like super brave souls of the Arthurian legend. And then again, he did go to get his head cut off, as promised, or at least as he thought was promised. I think this is Vlad Dracula. It just gives me that vibe.
It is.
There it is.
He does not like it when he is called Dracula.
I can imagine.
He is like in this form of it, there are multiple forms of him.
Right.
In Fate, and this one, while it is technically Dracula with access to the powers, he absolutely hates it.
He doesn't like being a Dracula in this form?
He doesn't like being Dracula, period. He thinks it's a perversion of who he was in real life, and he absolutely hates it. Enough so that he'll just outright kill you if you try to make him be Dracula instead of Vlad Tepes. If you're his master.
It's an accurate enough depiction of Dracula, and I guess in interpretations of the original lore. So,
all right, moving on.
Oh boy, this is gonna need a lot of analysis. Okay, so of the outfits I've seen, it's not the best, but it's all right. You know, it's manageable. But that being said, what the heck is going on with her anatomy? Why is she so long? Her torso is just so long. Everything. She's just a long person. Just like Slender Man, but like a girl, but also not in that aesthetic.
Honestly, she doesn't look that bad to me.
I mean, it's not terrible.
She's just slender.
I mean, yeah, but like her belly button is so much far lower than like her rib cage, and that's throwing me off.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
It just, I mean, it could be a stylistic choice. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, you know, it's cool to stretch it out. So this could be perfectly fine anatomy. It's just longer proportions than your average person. So that's just what comes to mind. Now, okay, her hair, most of it's covered. That or her hair turns into cloth halfway down.
She has short hair. Most of that is a veil.
I see. The veil, I see the blue, red, and yellow lights crossing her head. Background is really red, dark, kind of bad. She has the multicolored pen. You ever had those pens where you had multiple colors? You can slide it down. She has that.
This is probably the most complicated fake character on the entire list.
All right. It's
just
not better for you.
Even to explain.
I don't think it's Queen Victoria. I know Queen Victoria probably has a bad history with imperialism, but I don't think that's going to be presented in a Fate game. I don't think it's Archimedes. It could be Athena, but I don't want to say Athena. Athena, I would depict more as blonde. It's not Genghis Khan. I probably would have said Atalanta for this one, honestly. Maybe, actually. Maybe not. Don't hold me on that. It's not Wu. It could be Helena Blavatsky. She has some kind of mystical thing going on. Could be Nursery Rhyme, but then again, this is a lot of heavy themes for what's supposed to be a lighthearted Nursery Rhyme. So I don't think it's that. So it could... I don't think it's Anastasia. So it's either Helena Blavatsky or it's Athena. But I don't want to say Athena for this. I think I'm going to lock in my vote with Helena. That's Attila the Hun? What do you mean that's Attila the Hun?
It's a very... I could make an entire video just explaining Altera. As she's not actually usually called Attila the Hun, rather she's called Altera. I could make an entire video explaining who she is and what her deal is, but long story short, she's an alien.
She's a what?
Alien.
Oh my god! Why did they do this to Attila the Hun? What? Like the only thing that screams Attila the Hun is the background. Attila the Hun was a.
Well, that sword of hers is Mars's sword. which he stole after she beat him up when and used and destroyed the Roman Empire.
I can't take that sword seriously. It really is just one of those cool noodle swords.
Yeah, I love Altera. I love her character. I love her design. I love everything about her, but she is easily one of the most complicated characters in Fate.
I think the only thing that may have clued me off that this was Attila was the height. She's tall, so she's kind of foreboding. Maybe the sword, but then again, I'm not sure what. That's just a silly sword, and in the background, maybe. Oh man, this was hard.
I could make an entire video of me just trying to explain what her deal is to you. So.
Oh god, I mean, I bet this is.
We'll move on. We'll move on before we get stuck on here too long.
Okay, so this is interesting. I like his outfit. I like the shoulder guards, the spiky shoulder guards. Very mechanic, very padded out.
He is Seto Kaiba.
That'd be a funny insert and funny call out. Spiky hair. He has the glasses, so even though he's looking like some intimidating fellow, he has that like catering to like the cool guy aesthetic. He has big sword and then tiny dagger and then really blue background. God, this is another. Okay, let me look through before I say this is another hard one, because like hopefully it isn't a hard one, but let's see. It's not Solomon. It's not James. It's not Artemis. Could be Bedivere, but I'm not sure if Bedivere would go that hard. It's not Queen Victoria. It's not Archimedes. Could be Lancelot. But then again, Lancelot, I feel like have I ever seen Lancelot?
We've seen one version of Lancelot last time we did it.
Did he have blue hair?
He had purple hair.
Purple hair. Okay, then I don't remember Lancelot. Oh, good. It's not Athena. It's not Jack. It's not Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was he took over with the advanced horse archery. It's not Paul Bunyan. It's not Atalanta. It's not Carmilla. If this is my boy Gawain, that's going to be a twist of the century. But I don't think it's Gawain. It's not the Phantom. Charles Henry Sanson, no. Siegfried, Vlad, no. Ivan the Terrible. I feel like Ivan the Terrible would have more negative imagery. Is it Ramses? But Ramses, that's not Egyptian enough. Or it's not like... This looks too European/Japanese aesthetic type to be Archimedes. Hands. I don't think it would be Eric Bloodaxe either. So, I may say Bedivere.
Is that your final answer?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to say Bedivere. Sigurd. Oh, I forgot Sigurd was an option. Oh, God. But how is it Sigurd? Even if I thought Sigurd was an option, how is it Sigurd?
Well, he's got his sword, his legendary sword, which I forget the name of at the moment. His art style is supposed to be more portrayed as like a modern soldier sort of thing, but we've got the glasses, which are supposed to be the wisdom that he gained from, which is supposed to be like a symbolic representation of the wisdom he gained from eating of the dragon. It's one of the designs that doesn't really fit, but I like it nonetheless.
I see. If they threw maybe like a raven or a crow in, that would have been like helpful.
He's more tactical in his design.
I see. God, I wouldn't have guessed it, even if I had Sigurd on my mind. Oh.
Anyway, moving on.
I will be honest with you. My first immediate thought when you pulled to the slide was pregnant seahorse. That's just what I'm honestly gonna tell you. Now, as for analysis here, if this is Artemis, by the way, because I already see the bow, I'm gonna be mad. But okay. So a lot of stuff going on with the design. She's got a bear on her head. a crescent moon behind her. This could be Artemis. My heart's dreading this. Silver hair, also symbolic of moon. Kind face, I suppose. A massive chest, I guess. With some like bloody cuppers, I guess. The dress makes no sense to me. That or she has some really wide thighs or hips, but it's just a weird. Maybe it's just perspective. I'll give that the benefit of just maybe it's perspective. Let's see. She's got the bow, so she's one of the archers. I don't think she's Genghis Khan. I don't think it'd be my man Genghis Khan. Her hair kind of goes into like some kind of backlier thing. Red boots, red floor, a lot of red. I mean, I'm going to say I'm going to post Artemis, but let me see. I don't think it's Queen Victoria. It's not Archimedes. Could be Athena, but no, not really. I think I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to say Artemis. I know I read it, but I'm gonna say Artemis. God, the Atalanta was such a good fit for Artemis.
Yeah, there's Atalanta. Nobody was really happy with her, especially with how she was portrayed. This Artemis anyway. There's another Artemis that shows up later that's better, at least partially.
Like the red color scheme, like the red orange color scheme, the dress and everything. It's just such a weird thing to spring for Artemis. This
is what?
What's that?
Well, part of the thing about the Greek gods and fate is that they're not actually organic. They're machines.
And
this is just an organic appearing body that Artemis made for herself.
I do like the bear. I think the bear also was like
that is supposed to be. So in this version, Artemis isn't supposed to be summoned as a servant. You're not supposed to be able to summon gods as servants. But Artemis hijacked Orion. Or if you try to summon Orion, Artemis hijacks it, and so that's supposed to be Orion as the bear because she's like, "No, you're a bear now. I'm fighting instead."
That's cute. I will say. Orion.
And so when you initially run into her, they try to play it off as, "Oh, this is Orion," but they gender bent her, and then you find out, no, it's not Orion. It's actually Artemis, and the bear is Orion.
Well, that's a clever subversion. Although,
nobody was really happy with Artemis. Nobody was really happy with Artemis.
So but yeah, I can't stop seeing pregnant seahorse. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Okay, moving on.
Ooh, who is it? I mean, that's my job. So finally, we have Big Axe, Big Red Axe, Veiny Axe. Could be a bloody axe, one might say. Definite tones of kind of muscle European. So the big shield, the kind of shirtless with the kind of kilt leading into like pants with the arm guards like that. I'm going to pretty confidently say Eric Bloodaxe. Thank you.
It's funny, actually, because how hard you focused on him and everything else. Because it's one of the running gags in the community that when you mention Eric Bloodaxe, people go, who? Because they don't use him for, like, anything ever. And so people are just like, who?
Man, that's a shame. He looks like a pretty chill dude to hang with. Barring the bloody axe. King of Norway, you know.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, moving on.
Okay. This is a manageable look for, I'm assuming, the category that people go for this. It's a very daughter type. Got that cute hat going on. Very fluffy dress. Looks very warm, comfortable. Flowers at the base. Lots of purples, lots of, rich colors. Book in her hands, Alice in Wonderland. This, I mean, if Chris Hansen, what was his name? Was it Chris Hansen? Isn't Chris Hansen like an actual person?
Yes.
But Hans Christian Andersen. That's what I said. I'm not sure why I said Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen's the guy that exposes and arrests pedophiles.
No, yeah, I remember. Like, I know that's what he does. I just don't know why he came to mind. It's because Hans Christian Andersen was close enough. But if Hans Christian Andersen was still in the air, it'd be tougher. But this is Nursery Rhyme. I'm willing to bet.
It is, and she is the thing of nightmares.
Is she? She looks quite chill.
She is utterly terrifying, and the thing you have to keep in mind is a lot of the old nursery rhymes and stuff were actually really dark and stuff, and some of the stuff she does. She has a forest that'll make you lose your memories and become one with it. She has a giant monster called the Jabberwocky that's basically immortal and rewinds time if you kill it. In one of the events, she summons an outer god.
I love her. She's doing great.
She's cute, and when she's not doing creepy things, she's adorable, Dotaru. But when they're actually playing her seriously, she is utterly terrifying.
Gives me vibes of a cousin I have who's like obsessed with like the morbid and the strange. She's very
and then like in one of the events. During one of the Valentine Day events, you end up running into her and having a tea party, and you almost nearly forget who you are. until Shakespeare, great wingman that he is, slaps you out of it and is like, "Yo, dude, get your mind in the game."
I got you.
So, yeah, I love Shakespeare.
Morbid little girl type. I got it. And that's
not morbid, terrifying.
That's true. I mean,
she doesn't linger on the morbid. Like, she uses the morbid imagery, but she doesn't linger on it. She's like the creepy little child that you see in horror movies. That sort of terrifying. Not morbid.
Well, she's very comfy looking, very, very well dressed.
Mm-hmm. This guy is not in the mobile game at the moment, so he doesn't have the same sort of card art as the others.
That is fair. This dude could use an upgrade in life. he looks like he's down on his luck. He got that shaggy hair. He's got that slouched posture. Doesn't really care about life. Working 9 to 5 at McDonald's. He has 2 separate shoulder plate patches, or that's just a thing that's going behind his back. He has the open chest thing. Got a corset on. So he's got that waist under control. He's got that little kind of open leg cape, which isn't necessarily a terrible design choice. It's an interesting clothing choice. Very few people can pull it off. He might be one of these people, but I don't know. Big Kingdom Heart chain. Like, those are huge chains. And normal black pants with dress shoes. Who could this be? He's very underwhelming. Could be Archimedes, but because the chain and the bathtub and then Eureka and then but I don't know. Maybe. But I'm not sold on Archimedes. Could be Gawain. Gawain's also underwhelming, but he doesn't have enough like Arthurian imagery going on. And Gawain's a little bit sweeter than that. Gawain's a sweetheart, even though he's a pansy. Charles Henry Sanson was an executioner. I don't think they'd make this laid-back guy Charles Henry Sanson, and I don't think Ivan or Ramses was like this either. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go with Archimedes. I'm not in love with that answer, but it's Archimedes. Thank you.
He is. I do not like him as a character. He is evil and he is mean, and I do not like him, and he deserves all the comeuppance.
Very harsh place they carved out for the guy who ran naked in the streets because he displaced water in his bathtub.
I mean, he did other stuff in life, and some of the stuff that he does in the game that he stars in is very, yeah.
No, yeah, I realized he does other stuff.
His special power is his famous death ray. Solar death ray.
I do remember that. I do remember that. This was one. It's like later developments.
Yeah, that's his special power is the solar death ray.
It sounds very powerful, but then again, I don't know. I have no idea of like the fate power scale because they all sound pretty powerful.
He's pretty underwhelming, all things considered, in terms of actual power. But he's really smart, so he's very much the manipulative sort of type.
He just has a very underwhelming character design. I can't say that I'm like super impressed.
I mean, that's because he's hiding the parts of him that make you go, oh no, this is someone else. Because like that purple hand and that purple shoulder, that's like a giant tattoo corruption thingy.
I see,
that he's covering up.
Why does he have the glove on the hand that's not corrupted?
No idea.
That's a little counterintuitive, Archimedes. That's funny. Okay, Egyptian pyramid. A little bit more brown character, even though that the fake characters generally don't go farther than tan, which is a shame. I'm loving the gold. Kind of real Egyptian. Very pretty boy-esque on his face. I would. Then again, Ramses was kind of a pretty boy, wasn't he? He was very well liked amongst his people. Got that cool golden chain around his shoulders, white cape. I just don't get the weird like circles, like around his abs and just opening up at the abs. I feel that constrictor movement, but that's just an outfit detail. I'm gonna say this is Ramses.
It is.
Thank you.
And he is one of my more favorite characters, and I think Allison really likes him too.
He's appealing. I like him a lot. It's just I feel like he should be like a tone or two darker. And I think it'd be
good luck with that. Japan as a whole, just good luck with that.
Oh, I adore this already. This is hitting every note. I haven't even zoomed in to look at it. This is beautiful. Oh my god, this is the embellishment, the kind of the two glowing horns on the shoulders, the cape, and then the loincloth and the bone belt. Blue skin, electricity going everywhere. The staff is even like kind of stanced. This man is stanced. This man's a unit. He's got that. And then
if I recall correctly, he's like 9 to 12 feet tall.
Love him. Got that big energy thing at the center, and he's got that like beetle eyebrows that go way high and spiky, and then he doesn't really have a face. If he does, it doesn't. He has that dome helmet with the little spike up top. This is a conqueror, not undoubtedly. And everything is screaming Ivan for me right now. I think I like looking through at the other people. Like no one, I don't think any of them can live up to this other than Ivan the Terrible. Yes, I love this. It's such a powerful figure.
Yeah, Ivan the Terrible.
Even got the boot spires. I didn't even notice that. Oh god.
No, that's just his feet. He's an actual.
Just his legs.
He gets transformed into an actual monster as an actual monster dude as a servant.
He's got them hooves. He's like Pig Ganon, except just as cool, maybe cooler.
Yeah, in his in his main thing. So it's an alternate timeline where he was ruling Russia and it eventually just froze over or something like that. I can't remember exactly why. Anyway, so like the big climactic battle is you fight him. So you have a guy who can make like giant golems and such.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're riding this giant snow golem, which is punching it out with him while he's riding a giant mammoth.
That is
all while Diaz Irae is playing in the background on piano.
Yes, Irae. Oh, I kind of want to watch that now. I can't. There's a clip of that. I want to be like, yo.
It is one of the most hype moments, and I'll play it for you once we're done with this.
I absolutely adore kind of like classical, like intense classical music on like modern scenes. I remember I was watching One Piece, and there was a fight with him against Crocodile, and I think it's Beethoven's Symphony Number 9 in E minor started playing, and it was
it's a modification of Dies Irae. It's a modification. It's not the full proper thing, but
I mean, it's still gonna be cool, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then because the other thing is that one of the people that's supporting you, I forget his name, which is terrible, because that's one of the reasons he's so angry. But the guy who is the rival to Mozart.
Rival to Mozart.
Solari.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Solari's the guy doing. Solari's the guy hammering out the piano while you're playing, because he's there as well as a servant, and he's using piano magic to debuff Ivan and his forces.
I mean, you need all. I would imagine you'd need all the help you can get against this type of dude.
Oh yeah, because basically in this alternate timeline, he's basically a god. He's basically become a god.
King of that world. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You go, Ivan.
Yeah, moving on.
I feel like I recognize her, but then again, like I said, I only know like whispered images. But I think this is one. Isn't this one? Maybe she's one of the more popular fake characters. But I don't know if I know her. Like her face seems familiar, never really attached a name to it. Okay, this could be pretentious enough to say Queen Victoria, but I'm going like when I think Queen Victoria is very regal, very grandiose. But Queen Victoria, in actuality, she was a very short and stout woman. She's very imperialistic and everything, very religious. So I'm not sure if this would be it, but I'll put a pin on that. Athena. Now this could be a strong gamut for Athena. Not a lot of Roman imagery here though. More European kind of armor, the kilt, dress kind of thing, forest and everything. It's not a strong gamut for Athena, but it could be Athena. Gawain. This could be a gender-bent version of Gawain. I'm not sure. It's not the Phantom. It's not Charles. Could have been Artemis, but this would have been a better Artemis. It's not Anastasia. I don't think it's Helena. So it's between Athena and Queen Victoria and Gawain. This is hard because like if the armor and the aesthetic of like knighthood fits Gawain, but powerful military figure fits Athena. But heavy European imagery and forest screams like modest Queen Victoria. This is hard. I have no stake in any answer specifically. This could be Queen Victoria. Okay, I'm gonna eliminate Athena in my mind. This is not Athena. Let's forget about that. But then that leaves Gawain or Queen Victoria. Gender bent Gawain, Queen Victoria. But what imagery here would scream Gawain? Gawain has a scar on his neck from history. He also did some other stuff, but I'm gonna say Queen Victoria.
Okay.
Okay. By better judgment.
First off, this is a very pretty man. It is not a woman.
Really?
Second off, I can't believe you just ignored my boy like that.
It's Bedivere?
You got the lake?
The lake. Oh my god,
the lake is right there, my dude. And then you've got the little fairy flutters in the background, the sparkly of like fairies in the background.
Bedivere. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I've been saying Bedivere for a lot of people.
I was just like, I kept hearing you go Gawain, and I'm like,
It's because I would imagine Bedivere wouldn't be gender bent. I think
he's not gender bent. It's a very pretty guy.
And he's not. It's very pretty guy. Yeah. It's just I look at him, and I'm just like, this is a very pretty girl, but it's a very pretty.
But yeah,
guy.
people like to nickname him Princess Bedivere because of how he looks.
Bedivere, okay. Okay.
But yeah,
I
actually,
guess.
this Bedivere is from a timeline where he was unable to throw away the sword.
Oh, okay.
And so, when he went back to, after the third time he was unable to throw it, so he went back to where Arthur was, but Arthur was gone. Because in Fate, Excalibur wouldn't, it keeps its wielder alive, and so, even so, if he didn't return it, Arthur wouldn't die, and so... Or Saber Arturia, because, they gender bend Arthur. Saber wanders the world, eventually becoming a divine spirit.
Okay.
And so, Bedivere wanders the world, desperately seeking to return the blade.
Or two. Yeah.
And it's honestly really touching, and it makes me really upset that they butchered the anime adaptation of it so badly. But yeah, like, that silver arm is what Merlin transformed Excalibur to so that he wouldn't ever lose it on his quest. Because he lost an arm and was like, but yeah, he's like a few thousand years old.
God, I'm disappointed.
Because he was just wandering the world forever trying to find Arturia to give the blade back.
This was practically an easy setup for me to guess it, and I just dropped the ball.
Yeah, like you really did.
There's so many Bedivere moments earlier. Oh, God.
But yeah, moving on.
Oh, no. Fancy palace. Don't get me wrong, because this is probably Queen Victoria. But, fancy palace. Wait. White dress. Calm constitution, has a kind of little doll in her hands. Could be Anastasia. Ooh, this could be Anastasia or Queen Victoria. They're both regal. This is a royal. So it gives me a little bit of a thing. There's a doll that screams a bit of youth, doesn't it? And then kind of like the embroidery, the veils, the diamonds, kind of jewelry going on. Oh, God, but this could be... But Anastasia was... It's never easy, is it? This is either Anastasia or this is Queen Victoria. The question is, how Russian is this person? My gut reaction says it's snowy, there's a lot of white imagery, it's a grand hall. I'm going to say Anastasia.
Final answer?
Yes. Oh, thank God. Thank God. A good thing I wasn't like, it's Queen Victoria. After like my better years. Goodness me. That's a cute Anastasia, though.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, sure. This is very cool. First impression was this is a very cool person. Second impression was I thought this was Undyne from Undertale because of the armor and the ponytail coming out, but I know it isn't. So let's see. Heavy armor, cool visor, some embellished boots, big sword, elbow slicers. This guy's a hardcore man. I swear to God, if this worst case scenario, and I mean worst case scenario, this is like Gawain. After the whole video of me talking trash about Gawain, worst case scenario, but like I don't think it's Gawain. But I would have guessed Bedivere on this, but I don't think it's Bedivere. Athena, it has the intensity of Athena, but not so sure. Could be Lancelot. Could be a different form of Lancelot. Don't think it's the Phantom. The Phantom would be more extravagant, more drama king. I think we already went through Ivan and Ozymandias. Ozymandias. Charles Henry Sanson could be, but I think Charles Henry Sanson would have an axe. He was an executioner. So I think it's Helena. I think it's Lancelot again.
It is Lancelot again.
Okay.
This is Lancelot after he's driven mad by rage after being driven mad after the whole betraying Arthur thing.
So the edgy Lancelot, though, the one who like goes haywire and causes the fall of Camelot.
Yeah.
And Arthur and everything. He means business in this look. I mean, he looks like he's optimized for fighting.
Yep.
Not a lot of personality there, though, other than like.
Oh, there is no personality. It's all it's pure undying rage.
I see.
He only has like, in the entire anime that he shows, the 24-episode anime that he stars in.
Sure.
He only has like 7 actual words that he speaks. Everything else is just roars of rage. Roars and growls and other animalistic just noises.
So the Arnold Schwarzenegger of Fate plays the Terminator, only says like 5 words, gets paid like thousands.
I suppose. Okay, moving on.
Okay. So, got that half-masked bandage going on. Very bloody smile, very bloody eye, with kind of sense of melancholy in the other face. Hanging hair. Got that nice looking outfit going on. Got the gloves, the frills, the kind of red and darkness. So he's evil. He's dramatic. He's half burned in the face. This is the one and only Phantom of the Opera.
It is. And
what?
This might be the last one.
This might be the last one? Okay.
Yes.
I will say, I watched Phantom of the Opera like...
No, it is not. Ago. Okay, I thought it was.
Okay.
Sorry, we can go back.
Okay, I watched Phantom of the Opera like half a year ago. Because one of my friends like really liked it. And...
I don't remember how many we have left.
I guess we'll go until it ends. And they really liked it, but like I started tearing into the Phantom for like his motivations and everything, and she was like, "No, but he has such a tragic backstory," and I was like, "Who cares? He's killing people." And I was really on the side of Raoul, and I forget the protagonist's name, the Phantom of the Opera. What was her name?
Christine.
Christine, yeah, that's the one. So yeah.
But yeah, he is absolutely insane.
I can tell he has that kind of Joker half mask going on.
Okay, moving on.
Okay,
Oh no, I remember who I have at the end now. Okay.
So, big book, purple hair, got some magic thing going on, some weird kind of... A mustachioed penguin of some kind is saluting. Let's see how outfit goes. Got a big coat on, off the shoulders. You should really put those on your shoulders. Kind of weird. Got a weird, like, corset dress skirt going on with a huge belt. I'm surprised that belt is even hanging on. There's nothing to hang on to. This girl has no hips. Big hat. Determined expression. Now, the interesting part of researching the characters, not the actual fake characters, but the historical figures, is that a lot of these people have like pictures, as long as they're not like super old, pictures attached.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like 99% sure this is Helena Blavatsky, and this is a very generous portrayal of what Helena Blavatsky would look like. Let me see. Do I have a 1% choice, or is it going to be 100% sure? No, yeah, I think it's more so 100% sure that this is Helena Blavatsky.
It is, and I love her. Anyway, so kind of the whole point, the whole reasoning behind the design is that, or rather, she used a spell to make herself always young, but then used another spell to make herself appear like she was actually aging in public.
So she appears always young, but she's always aging? How does that work?
No, like, she made herself always young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she didn't age physically. But then, whenever she went out in public, she made herself look like she was growing older, so that way, people wouldn't question it.
Ah, I see, I got you now. Yeah. Okay, I get the system better now.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love her character, I love her design, I love her personality, I love her interactions with Thomas Edison and Tesla.
Mm.
She's like she's the mediator between the two of them. Whenever the two of them
Okay.
start duking it out, she's like, hey, calm it down and focus on what we're actually supposed to do here.
I do think the kind of she has that I just like noticed her neck cloth thing. That's an interesting detail there too. Like very posh neck, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who's the penguin?
It's
Up top.
it's just this automaton thing that she made with magic.
I see.
I'm just a big fan of Helena as a character. In personal
Alright,
opinion, a
fair.
high tier waifu.
Okay.
Moving on. Oh, this is the last one. I know for certain that this is the last one.
This is like Komida from Danganronpa with a haircut. No. His coat is way too big for him. Like, his shoulder things are going up to his ears. Like, he's wearing his dad's jacket. This is what I looked like when I wore my dad's, like, coat. Anyways, he's got a sword, but the sword ends in a hook at the end. Like a double hook. There's like a graveyard mausoleum behind in the background. Flower petals going on, white flower petals that can signify death or funeral or sorrow. He's got a weird tie. Like the top part is like, yes, this is a business tie, and then it goes into a ruffled like frill. It's got some cool. I will say the lining of the coat's cool, like the edging and everything. The little circle at the ends with the spikiness to it. The sleeves are nice, very well dressed. I just feel like that he's not big enough for the clothes he's in. The clothes are too big for him. But who is him? Let's see. No, it's not Gawain. Could be Gawain. No, it's not Gawain. Could be Gawain. No. I feel like this is going to be a trend. Every time I do one of these, I'm going to get obsessed with one of the characters on the list. Last time was Charles. God. Charles Henry Sanson is a possibility. Oh, God. That's the only one I'm feeling confident about. I mean, it's not It's not Queen. I don't think it's Genghis Khan. Could be Gawain. But I don't know. Maybe Gawain. But it could be Charles Henry Sanson. Okay. So it's between Gawain and Charles Henry Sanson. Although I thought there was supposed to be 5 false leads. I only see like 2. So I'm not sure if that was engineered that way. Because those are the only 2 left on the list.
Well, I guess you knocked out all the female characters, so I didn't really take that into account, I suppose.
I mean, even taking that into account. Well, maybe. Anywho, Gawain or the man who killed 3,000 people at the executioner's block. Now, Gawain doesn't fit this, I don't think. It'd be a stretch if he did. A man who executed 1,000, but he'd have an axe, wouldn't he? But then again, that looks like a guillotine. He didn't have an axe. It was a guillotine that he pulled. There's a graveyard behind him. There's white flowers, signifies death. There's a puff of smoke. This could be Robespierre's kind of reign of terror. So I'm going to say it's, what was the name again? I forgot. Charles Henry Sanson.
It is.
Okay,
And for
cool.
reference, they didn't use an axe to execute people in France beforehand. That is a stylized version of what they did use, which was a blade with 3 holes in it. And those 3 holes were made so that if you cut it in a way that you didn't cleanly cut off the head in a single blow, it would screech horribly.
Ooh, why?
To let the executioner know that they didn't deliver a painless death.
Oh,
A quick and painless
actually
death.
useful. Okay, so oh man, that sounds terrible. I'm glad they had that feature to make the death clean, but it's also surviving the hit would be. I didn't know that was an executioner tool. That's kind of cool.
It's a
Although
stylized
terrible.
that blade is a stylized version. They didn't look exactly like that, but it's what it's based off of.
Yeah, but the concept of it is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Also, death by axes was very not clean whatsoever.
I suppose that's true. They were more optimized for wood than.
And they were also quite brutal and typically took a few swings.
Yeah, thinking about how axes are shaped.
But yeah, he didn't kill everyone with the guillotine. He only started killing people with the guillotine after he reached that after the guillotine was actually invented. But he was an executioner before that.
Very unfortunately, very good at his job. Apparently, 3,000 people he executed. How did he live with himself?
He actually did execute the King of France.
Didn't he also execute Robespierre after everything went south for him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But yeah, he was an executioner before the reign of he was an executioner before the revolution for the king, and he was an executioner afterwards.
Man, really was in the business. It was the highlight of.
I mean, executioner was a thing that being an executioner ran in the family, actually.
So it was kind of a family job, huh?
It was a family job. Like you had, like your ancestors were executioners, your children were executioners. He executed the King of France. His son executed Marie Antoinette and her son.
Dang, a very grim family line.
But they also did provide medical. But they also did use their expertise in bodies and stuff because they had access to lots of corpses for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. They used it to study medicine and help out the people around them.
Huh.
So
dual wielding, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what an interesting set this was.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting you to latch onto Gawain as hard as you did, or Queen Victoria for that matter.
I should have got Bedivere.
That's my only regret. The false leads were Gawain, Genghis Khan, Athena, Queen Victoria, and I don't remember who the last false lead was.
I don't think we used. I don't know.
Let's skip back and let's take a look.
We used Solomon. We used James Moriarty. Artemis, Bedivere, Queen Victoria, Solomon, Archimedes.
Did I lie to you again by accident?
It might have been four false leads, but that was enough.
Yeah, it looks like whoops.
But this was fun anyhow. I mean, like, I had some pretty good experience, some big swings and misses. I'm in a perpetual state of bewilderment and amazement at the Fate Grand Order interpretations of historical figures.
Mm-hmm.
God, who was the worst? I remember it's the one without the pants. That's the Jack the Ripper. I think was the worst character on this list. I think the best character on this list was maybe Ivan the Terrible. But it also could have been Atalanta, because Atalanta has a good design. But no, I think Ivan the Terrible. I'm a sucker for them, like big, powerful, destructive types. They're always cool. Yeah, that's my rating on the coolest and worst.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming.
Nice, no problem. My